Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the SD BB Senshi Gundam Barbatos DX. So as always, a big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me this kit to share with you guys. If you're living in Australia, do check out their site. And just getting into this review, it's going to be a little bit different from usual because actually I've kind of technically already reviewed this kit. If you guys didn't know, the SDX standard kit and this kit are essentially the same. The only difference is that this kit now comes with a lot more parts, all the parts to make all the different forms, whereas the X standard kit only came with the parts to make the Barbatos Form 4. Now with this version we have all the parts to make versions 1 through 6, and it also comes with the long range booster, so we just have a whole bunch of accessories and stuff. So if you were maybe in question which one you would get, actually my recommendation would be to get both. Get this version and the X standard version, then you can make two different versions of the Gundam Barbatos. You'll still have a bunch of leftover parts, but that would kind of be like a cool thing to do, I think. If you get this version, it's cool that you have all the options, but then you have just like a lot of extra parts that you're just not really using at all for anything. And then like if you buy the SDX standard kit, maybe you're only interested in making the 4th form Barbatos, so then maybe just get that one. So I don't know, it just depends on which one or which ones you want to make. So the same things apply for this kit that applied for the X standard kit. It has hollow spaces in the back of the legs. It has a lot of stickers. The color separation is not that good. That's just been kind of the same thing that's been standard for all of the X standard kits, and so that also will hold true for this kit. The articulation though is not too bad, and also I think personally that the look of the X standard kits is better usually than the kind of style of the BB Senshi kits. So that's just like personal opinion. But so on one note, yes, it's kind of disappointing that this is just the SDX standard kit, again, just repackaged basically. But on the other hand, I honestly don't know how they could have made it, that much better if it was just a BB Senshi kit. I think maybe a little bit more part separation, possibly. I guess we probably wouldn't have had hollow spaces in the back of the legs, but that's really not all that noticeable, I don't think. So it could have been slightly better, but I don't know. I really don't think this is a bad kit at all. I think it looks really actually quite good as far as SD kits go, and SD kits really aren't necessarily my personal favorites, but I think this one does look not bad. So as you can see it here, it is in the 6th form. How the manual has you build it is building the 6th form first, and then it goes through the options of building form 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like that. So that's how I want to show it to you guys here in the review. We'll just start off with the 6th form here. You've already seen form 4, but I guess just for whatever reason we'll go through that again. So yeah, it's just got a bunch of stickers, and I don't really think I need to go over all of those again. Pretty much most of the colors that you can see there is pretty much sticker stuff, except for these parts on the side of the arm. Those are actually blue. All the colors on the feet is all stickers. On the face, it's all stickers except for like some of the gray under the eyes. I think is pretty much basically it. The V-fin, of course, is not a sticker, but so let's take a look here at this. And one thing that was also different about the BB Senshi kit is that we had a couple different options as far as stickers for the eyes. Another option that we had, actually, to be honest, this is my SDX standard kit that I have on here, because unlike other BB Senshi kits where you can have the eyepiece you can swap around, so you can actually use like 2 different stickers at once and you can just like switch that part around inside the head. This one doesn't have that. So my SDX standard kit has just the regular eyes. There's also an option for like the SD style kind of cute eyes like that, and then there's also these crazy eyes which I have on the BB Senshi head here, but again it's the same head, so just because there is no option, or I don't want to have to actually switch the stickers, I just use one sticker on one head and the other one on the other head anyway. So these eyes are actually pretty cool, pretty unique. Not a lot of SD kits I think have that kind of style of eyes, so that's a kind of interesting thing, and it seems a little bit sort of fitting to the Barbatos. But for the Form 6 here, you can see we have a sticker for the Tekkadan logo there on the front of the chest. That part just fits over the main chest part like that. The arms, we have the cannon on the back of the arms. We have these things which attach onto the side of the waist part. So these are like the side skirts here. We have different ones for the Form 5 as well. Backpack, feet, all of that's here. Feet. On the Form 6, don't point down as far. That's one thing that is kind of disappointing about the 6th form, is that the feet only point down to about there, just because of this large part on the back of the heel, and that's like kind of one of the best points of articulation, I think, in the SDX standard line, is the ability to point the feet really far down, so it looks really good like for flying poses and stuff. But this one, it's okay, but not as good as the Form 4 feet, or just the all other form feet. So let's take a look at all the forms, I guess, shall we? So once again, here is the 6th form together with the wrench mace. Obviously going to be a lot of painting there required for the wrench mace. You are able to open the mouth of that, so here I have it open, but you are able to close that as well if you wanted to have it in the closed form. Kind of surprising actually that you are able to sort of get it to hold it in 2 hands there. It's just barely working, being able to hold that with both hands, but it is actually working, so that is definitely one cool aspect of the articulation, I guess. And Form 5 here, but there's actually kind of 2 forms of Form 5. I believe this is the later version because it has the same arms and feet as the Form 6, but it has the earlier version of the shoulders and pretty much everything else on there. Still has the wrench mace here, and now you can see it in the closed form. Also switched out for the crazy eyes here for a bit. And yeah, we can move on to the next form of Form 5. Alright, now for the other version of the 5th form, here we switch the weapons. The weapons on the back of the arm is changed from the guns to the missiles, so those are only pointed back. If you wanted to have those missiles pointed forward like the HG or the 1/100 scale kit, they don't do that in this form, unfortunately. They're just pointed back like that. Also changed those booster units there kind of on the side skirts. There is another piece that like attaches onto the back skirt that's like kind of supposed to be that piece that connects those, but it's just there mostly just for show, it seems like. Also changed the feet, and I think that's pretty much it. We also have that new piece there on the chest, of course, which is, I think, pretty cool. So actually this is probably one of my favorite of the all the different forms we can make with this kit. I actually quite like this one a lot. And here we have the 4th form, and yeah, just to save myself a little time here, to be entirely honest, this is actually just the SDX standard kit, but they're exactly the same. And here what we have changed now is just mostly the chest. We just took off that extra part on the chest. The arms are switched to just the regular Form 4 arms, so they don't have that extra armor on the side, and they don't have any weapons on the back. And then the skirt is just back to just the normal skirts, so that's pretty much all that's changed for this version. And then for Form 3, once again, not a whole lot changed here. It's pretty much just the shoulders and one of the arms here. I have it with the cannon as well. You do get 2 different cannons with this kit. There's 2 to go on top of the long-range booster. So one of them has a handle on the left side, one of them has a handle on the right side. So you will have to use one or the other depending on which hand you want to hold those in. But you could hold both of the cannons in 2 hands. It's one thing that you could do. Anyway, one disappointing thing that I feel about this form is that that part on the arm for the kind of scissor claw should be purple. Unfortunately, it's just molded in blue, and there's no purple sticker for it. So, of course, painting that is going to be your best bet. For the actual claws, those are white stickers on there, so the whole part is molded in blue. We just have a couple white stickers for the actual like blades, but then nothing to make that part actually purple, which should be purple, unfortunately. And the switch from Form 3 to Form 2 is going to be even easier, as you're really only going to be switching one part, the scissor claw from the Schwalbe Greys on the arm. They're just going to take that off and put on just that kind of shield part there on the arm, and that's pretty much it. I've just switched up the weapon here to the sword as well. It's just another weapon included with this kit that was originally included with the original SDX standard kit as well. So that's pretty much it for this form. Just one thing about those Grey's shoulder armor pieces, those are just all molded in blue with just white stickers for the bottom half. For that new arm shield piece, that's just molded all in gray with one big kind of light blue sticker there for the main side part of the shield. And last but not least is the easiest of the transformations. Is all we're doing is just sliding off those Grey's shoulder parts, and that's it. Back to the mace here for the weapon, and this is the original Form 1 Barbatos, and that's all the forms here. But that is not all, because of course we do still have the Kutan Type 3 booster, so let's take a look at that here. So here is the Catan booster. It's really not a whole lot to look at, to be honest. It's just one big white piece. I've gone ahead and attached the two cannons onto the top of it. Here you can see the two opposite handles for those, so those can turn on the top. The whole thing is just covered with all of these little ports, both male and female ports for plugging in different stuff, and then the bottom, of course, is just totally devoid of any like actual detail for the booster. It's just all for plugging in stuff. Now, of course, one of the things that you can do is plug the Barbatos onto this, which is maybe going to be one of the better options. So if any of the forms of the Barbatos, just we have the same backpack, so it's just going to be those two holes there, fit into these two holes of the booster, and then he can just sort of go along in there. So he'll just look like that. It's, yeah, kind of silly. And then here on the back, we'll just, and then you can just plug your action base into the Barbatos just like usual, but you'll just have it pointing forward like that. So if you want to just have the Barbatos flying underneath that, but honestly, that's, yeah, just kind of meh. Really, the best thing that you can do with this, like the best reason to have this booster, is because what we can do is just put all of our extra parts, just attach them onto all the different places on here. It's like a bunch of parts attached onto the bottom, parts attached onto the side and the top and everywhere. So let me get everything attached onto here and I'll show you what I mean. So here is everything that you're going to be getting with the kit. I've just got the Barbatos there in a sort of Form 5 and got everything else all loaded onto the transport booster there. It's gonna look kind of silly in some certain ways, but it doesn't look too bad. I think there you can pretty much put everything onto it, which is, like I said, it's kind of a nice thing just as a way to store all your stuff. If you have something like this where you have like two stands that you can use for this, it's a cool thing to have, I think, just with the two of them together. So the Catan booster is not like the coolest thing, but it definitely serves some purpose, and there's some cool stuff that you can do with it. So overall, I think not too bad. You can see it's just got like the shoulder armors plugged onto the fuel tanks on the back, the waist skirt boosters of the other form on the sides there, a different chest piece on the front, the different arm pieces are on the bottom, the different waist pieces on the bottom, different feet are all on the bottom there. Not really going to be all that visible, so yeah, pretty cool. So that's gonna pretty much do it for my review of this BB Senshi Gundam Barbatos DX. And as I said before, I think one of the nice things about this kit is just being able to have, if you have just the X Standard kit and the BB Senshi kit, then you have a lot of stuff to work with to do some really creative combinations with stuff. So I just tried to get a little bit creative here with just doing some mixing and matching of some parts. Basically, I just gave the kind of Barbatos Form 6 just 3 giant cannons, 2 in the hand and then 1 on the back. I forgot to mention that as well. You can attach some of the weapons onto the backpack. The swords don't attach onto the backpack at all. It would have been nice to have like a connection piece for the swords that just like plugs into the backpack and you can connect the sword onto there, but unfortunately it does not. But the mace and the cannons do plug onto the backpack. You can also, with just the pegs on top of the booster, you can just have the Gundams just standing on there using the pegs on the bottom of the feet. So I've just got him kind of like surfing the long range booster there. And the other one has got the 2 swords and the mace on the backpack. So just lots of cool stuff here that you could do if you have both of the kits. So I think there is definitely some merit, as I've been saying all along, just because I think that a lot of people will just be immediately turned off to this kit just because it's the same as the X-Standard kit and they just really don't like the X-Standard kit. But just as I've been saying all along, I think there is definitely some merit to this kit. You know, if you're a fan of the Barbatos and if you're a fan of just Iron-Blooded Orphans or just like mixing and matching parts and stuff like that, just if you've liked some of the things that you've seen in this review, then I think the kit is worth it. It's worth picking up. It's about 1,200 yen, so it's about the price, same price as a regular HG kit. You're definitely going to be in for a lot of painting and detailing on these kits just because of all the stickers and stuff. Stickers are okay, but the stickers probably aren't going to be the best option for you. It's just going to be better to paint if you can. So that's pretty much it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have any other questions or comments, as I'm sure I did leave out something, but you can leave those down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.